So in this video, I'm going to walk you through how to take a PDF and turn it into an assignment that you can give out to your students in Google Classroom. This particular assignment came from one of our social studies teachers at the middle school, and she has permission to use it. So I downloaded the PDF onto my computer, and I'm using a Mac, so I'm going to use Mac products for this initial part, but any software that you have that can open PDF should be able to achieve the same thing. So this is just a one-page PDF document opened in preview. I'm then going to do File and then Export, and I want to export it as a JPEG. So choose your format from the bottom and choose JPEG, and then click Save. I've already repeated this process once before, so I'm going to replace the image. Then I'm going to come over onto my Google Chrome window, and this is the map that we're looking at for a PDF format. Now I'm going to open up a new slide. So just slides.new will take you to a brand new Google slide deck. And I use Google Slides for a lot of assignments like this because I think it's really powerful. And this is one of its sort of hidden gems, if you will. So first off, what I'm going to do is select everything on the first slide and delete it. I'm also going to close the themes because I don't need that piece. Then I'm going to do File and then Page Setup to change my page setup to be a standard 8.5 by 11. So I'll choose a custom size, change it to 8.5 by 11 inches, click Apply. And then this is where the real power comes in. If you're familiar with using master templates for your Google Slides, then you can use master to achieve this. So I'll choose my master slide, and I'm going to either bring in an image or I can bring in the image as a background, but I'll just choose Insert Image for now. And then I'll choose Europe from my folder on my computer. Because I know the original PDF was an 8.5 by 11, you'll notice that the image fills the page perfectly. And so then when I come back over into my slide deck, the nice part is that I can't edit this map, I can't change it, anything about it, because it's on the master slide. So you can't make any accidental modifications to it. If you're not familiar with using master, then you can also set it as a background image for the slide for the same thing. So if we choose background, I can use the image from my computer and click Europe. And I like using slide backgrounds like this when I'm trying to do a multi-page workbook or a worksheet. So the background option works really well because it will let you set individual backgrounds per slide. The same sort of thing happens here. I can't edit it at all. So from here, I'll add in fields for what they need to answer, just to make it easier for my students. And then I'll just copy this and paste it into the date slide as well. And the red line that you see up here is because everything is aligning to each other. So from here, I'll just adjust that. And modify it like such. Now, because I might need to give the students directions on how to use this, I might do those directions in Google Classroom, but I could also add them as a cell box here and type in what the directions are if I wanted to. Most worksheets have directions included in them, but if you need to add them, you can certainly do that. And then for this particular map, what we want them to do is actually label the different countries that are on here. And so I know that this one is France, so I can come in here as an example and type in France. And then the students can choose their own colors if they want. Make it however they'd like to display those. And then that is an example of how they could label it. You might choose to leave one on as an example for something like this, but it's totally up to you. You can also just instruct them to use the text box feature of Google Slides in order to label the countries or the cities as you need to. Now to show you, I should say the last piece that we'll do here is we'll rename it. And then we could distribute this through Google Classroom, making a copy for each student to make it nice and easy. Now, this doesn't just apply for things like this. You could also use it with Google Documents that you need to make into worksheets for students to complete at home. So this is an example of a math summative that I was given by one of our middle school math teachers earlier this week. So as you can see, it's done in Google Docs. It's pretty, it would be pretty hard to do this within Google Docs itself because it doesn't really have a good line tool way of doing overlapping artifacts like you would need to graph. So I did the same thing here. I did file, download as a PDF, and then I repeated the process. The challenging piece here is that there's 4 different images. So I exported each page as a separate image. And then if you look at this document, basically what I wound up doing is setting the background for each individual page of this Google slide deck. And if you see here, I have the original PDF and then images of each of the 4 pages. So this is my first page. I'll click open to create it, set it as the background, I should say, and then I'll click done. And then I went through and I added in the text boxes for the students to be able to put in their answers. And then I also added in directions down here so that way they knew to use the line tool in order to add in their lines for the graphs. So same process repeats. I could use this in Google Classroom, distributing a copy for each student. So it's pretty easy to do. If you need help with this at all and you're a Bonnie Eagle staff member, then feel free to drop in during my office hours and I'd be happy to look at it with you, or just drop me a line and I'll help anyone. Have a great day.